Why do we create trading card games and just create in general? In order to answer this question, we really have to go deeper and understand and really look into these reasons, not just on the surface level. Because on the surface level, when you first make something, it's probably because of a momentary motivation. Maybe you want some money. Maybe you want fame. Maybe you just want to create a card game that will sell millions of copies. But then that usually dies off when you get a failure or something, and you need a deeper reason in order to keep going. And that reason is often harder to find. And in order to find that, you really need to learn more about yourself and experience other things. For me, I want to create something that can be relatable to people, something that is completely different, something that is new to trading card games. I want to make trading card games in art form. For when people play this and see it, it's a completely new experience and they learn something from it. It's not just an expressionless, hollow game. And when you don't make a game that you want and put your emotions into that game, then how is it supposed to relate to others who maybe will feel those same emotions? Because it might be popular to a lot of people, but it's not niche and relatable to a certain fan base. And would you rather have a fan base that is really loyal, really loves your game, learns so much, and they change as a person? Or would you rather just have a bunch of people just kind of like your game, think it's cool, and just create this fake perception of your game? Because if you're creating a game for others, and if you're creating a game because you want attention and you accept their judgment, then it's no longer really your game. It's no longer your creation. It's no longer your expression. Because judgment really hinders creation, and I think a lot of artists are holding back because of that, because they're afraid that no one else will like their thing, when really a lot of people that will maybe find your game one day will really relate to it if it's raw. It's something from your own soul that you created. For example, the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion had delves with some mental problems, and a lot of people mainly relate to that because yeah, it looks cool on the outside, but there's a lot of things that resonate with them. And I know it's not the most popular anime, but for those who it is relatable to, it's more meaningful. Whereas if there's no message and no themes that you want to put into your card game, then it's just a card game that meets deadlines to create cards, and people only really focus on the gameplay. They don't really care that much about the cards. You as a creator really have to care about the cards. You have to be proud and fulfilled at what you create, so then you'll keep doing it, and that's how you keep making cards. Because it's like motivation, it'll die off eventually. So if you have a deeper drive to keep making your card game, such as exploring different topics, like the starter deck I'm making explores farming. I don't really know too much about it, but I think it's a beautiful process. Mainly that inspired me, was inspired by Vinland Saga Season 2, where I learned about farming and how cool that was. So I'm making a starter deck about how hard work can build beautiful crops and landscapes and stuff, and delving into some cool themes like that. So then when the players open this deck and play with it, the playstyle will be kind of like a farm where you build up cards and like produce crops, sell crops, and then win through that. And then the art will relate to that. So it's like an experience. They're going into a world that isn't this world. It's kind of like an escape in a sense. Because this world's, it can be very daunting, very confusing, very challenging. So it's nice when people get to grasp some familiarity, like maybe they relate to, if you have a theme of loneliness in your game, it's more like a liminal TCG. A lot of people will relate to that because they feel that. And so they're drawn to your game, and a lot of like popular media doesn't really touch those subjects. And I think that real raw emotions and subjects in your TCGs might not always be the most popular thing and might not always go towards the direction of fame and success, but they're more meaningful to you and you enjoy it much more as a creator. And that's very important, to actually enjoy and appreciate what you create. You're not just creating art and stuff for a deadline or a paycheck. You're creating because you want to create. And those are some of the most beautiful creations ever. That's why Van Gogh is so popular. At the time, no one understood, no one liked it, his art, but he kept making it anyway because he had to. Because I think as a creator, you have kind of a hollow piece in yourself. And in order to fulfill that, you need to create what you want. And when you create what other people want you to create, that stays hollow. And you really just don't enjoy creating anymore, and you'll probably put it down. So make what you want, become fulfilled by it, and make stuff that will relate to people. Because if people never create stuff that is relatable to anyone, then no true art is really there. It's just hollow. So that was this video. Thanks for watching. Go create something that you really want to create, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.